feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so wild.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up, don't stop.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, my one beautiful person who watches my live stream. Oh, we got 3. Hey, we may have 3. Welcome. This is emergency, no, well, not an emergency live stream, but daytime live stream. Happened to be up today and catching Bitcoin as she's doing what Bitcoin does. And I've been posting over into the Telegram group what I've been seeing since early this morning here. You know, the possibility. Are we bullish or bearish? We're at a critical level, and really, literally, I mean, today we could go either way. I'm expecting either a big pop, or we're going to drop down, possibly down to about 109 something, and or it could be lower. I mean, it could be lower, but those are the two. These are 2 areas that I'm paying a lot of attention to because it's kind of juicy. So let's kind of take a look at Bitcoin, if you don't mind. Say hello to. I see you, Sin. There's Chris Oso. How you doing, Chris Oso? The MG Motorsports, my man. Had a birthday yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday where you are? The date timeline confuses me, but happy birthday again. So I want to draw your attention back here to where we had this little W pattern down here at this bottom. And I want to take my fib extension, and we take it from the bottom to the top over here, and then pull it back down here. And we can see that, well, let's take a regular fibs over here first, okay? You see how we came down, and didn't quite touch the 618, but we considered a 618 level from that, right? So I'm taking my fib extension over here. From bottom to top to down here to the bottom for the fib extension. And why are you not lining up as beautiful as you were? Did I mess that up? Is it my fault? Sometimes it's my fault. But this area over here is a 1618. And that's an area of rejection. That's one measure. That's one of the targets that we've had. We got some higher targets of 114 and 119. I think a lot of other people have those same targets too. Fib extension areas. If we go up and make a higher high, that's where I would expect us to find some resistance there. But we came up here, and this was our new all-time high yesterday. Great, $11, and you know, you can't argue with that. That's awesome, right? Bitcoin looking exciting. And some people were shorting here, and I even was looking at a short over here too. So we're following this trend line, and we broke it, you know, and made a little flag formation there. But you know, when the flags form outside the trend line, then you know there's not really, you know, it's rare to see that upside. That's what I'm saying. But and so we got some downside from it. But then we had this trend line here, and then we started breaking out. Okay, so I posted this over to the Telegram group. This is from this move up here to here. This is a 236 pullback. Normally we don't, normally we kind of may hang there and then come down. We normally don't blast off from here, but on the rare occasion that we do, we get phenomenal strong moves, and we had one of those recently. That's what this move down here was. If I'm not mistaken, it was this was one I was looking at. That gave us a big ass move. It's rare. Usually they'll come back to a 382 area when they bounce. And this one came to 0.5. Anyway, I'm digressing here. But anyway, a bounce off of here is strong AF, and the measured move from it is quite impressive, taking us up to this area about $116,000. Sounds a little crazy, but if this area holds and we're bouncing and we get back above the all-time high, man, that's our new target. That's our AB equals CD. These are the targets that when you tune into my show and I do these, and when these are the ones that, they seem like, oh man, he's just being a mean boy. That's just too far. And then we come back and it, takes a little time from the zigzag up there and everything, but we come back and a lot of times you'll see, so nailed it. That's the possibility we're looking at here. Overall, Bitcoin, we know on the weekly indicators have given us the green light. We're looking great on that. The biggest one to give us the green light was the MACD. And when she gives us the green light on the weekly, she ain't playing around. So there's definitely something coming. Doesn't mean we can't bounce up and down and have a nice little range. But in the general move, Ma MACD here, hey MACD, she's saying, boys, the party is on. Get ready. We got several weeks of exciting play here. And as long as she's got these dark blue histogram bars here, that's good. That when they turn gray, that's on the weekly, that's probably when you need to look at maybe taking some profits, because it can get kind of nasty from there. And this is a late signal too, by the way. So definitely by the time you see this happen, you need to say, man, I probably should have done something. If there's any bit of wisdom that I can share here, the tidbits, the little juicy secret sauce, and how to navigate this market, the weekly MACD is definitely one of those you need to have on your list. I got her on here for all the times, and she's been tricky on some of the smaller plays lately. But the weekly, go by that. She's a little late, but she's that one that's going to tell you, hey man, you missed it back there. You need to go do something. She's going to let you know. She's the one to watch. So when she speaks on the weekly, I listen. When I don't listen, I always regret it. Let me put it that way. So Bitcoin here, now I'm looking at the 1 hour. So here's the scenario. Let me see if I can play this out. The several scenarios. Now this is a strong area of rejection right here that we went up to, having problems with it, right? And so the scenario is that what we might be doing, what could be happening, because the regular markets, if you notice, it's the Standard & Poor, the SPX, they're not having a good day today. They're looking like they're trying to do a pullback to test this area down here at 5680. They're not so happy today. Altcoins, however, are looking a little exciting, so that's kind of cool. So Bitcoin dominance is going down. Bitcoin is kind of level out. This gives altcoins a nice chance to go up today and get some profits. Now, let me say this real quick about your altcoin trades. We're coming up to an area of resistance. Now, we might, depending on how Bitcoin does today and everything, and the markets do, after doing this bearish retest right here. Can you guys see that? I know it's a small screen. But we're coming back up pretty soon. I'd say today and tomorrow, or the next 2 or 3 days. We're going into the weekend. Might be a good time to take a little profits. I don't know if it's going to go past that or not, but if it does, you still got higher highs there. But it could be we might find a little snag here, especially since we're coming into the weekend. I don't know. It's kind of a wild card on the weekend right now. They're starting to turn a little bullish, whereas they used to be kind of more bearish. that's a good sign at this phase we're in the market. Leads me back here to this Fibonacci area, this 236 area, which we don't normally, I mentioned this earlier, we don't normally bounce from here, but when we do, we get a strong move. This is the time in the market when we want to look for this. We don't want to fade this and miss this. So I put out there, watch for possible accumulation in this area. This is really the most favorable place. These two areas, this bouncing off of this lower area, 109 right down here. That's healthy. So if we do a pullback and happen to come back to around 109, that's still good. We get a bounce from there, still look for upside. That can take us up to these areas too, just a little bit lower, about 114, or I'm sorry, 160, probably around 115 in that area. But right now, here on the hour, so crypto's trying to figure out if it's bullish or bearish. We're still above the 9 moving average on the hour, so we're still technically good, so I can't really badmouth it. And coming down to the smaller time frames, and I'm going to come down to the 6 minute. Here it's getting kind of tricky. It is starting to get kind of tricky. So the scenarios that we could be looking at, either we break out, or we could be, working on some kind of double top, and it may continue to go on up and retest that area, or it may just drop from here. We don't know. We could be looking on some kind of double top idea. Some people, I know they're going to be seeing cup and handles and everything, even though this is kind of daggery, inverted. You'll see all kinds of ideas out there. But the biggest thing was that we broke a trend line. And that was a big thing for me. But now we're starting to lose some things. We're starting to give some things up here. And I've been following this, and here's the situation, why it's a make or break moment. All these moving averages are coming up together, especially on these small time frames. We come to the 1 minute, and this is where we will start seeing the first signs of it. If you notice how it works here in the 1 minutes when we got all these bands here, we're flipping bearish here, and they're all in a sequential order. And now they look like they're at the perfect spot where we could either ricochet up. That's one scenario. Let me get rid of that cup and handle looking thing. I'm not calling it a cup and handle. It's already negated any cup and handle possibilities anyway. But it could be a double top. That's the scary situation. That would bring us down here, possibly maybe even down to 108 area. Now we're just now losing this trend line, and that's not good. But what I'm looking at is this ribbon flippening. And so I'm watching this on the 1 minute, and I've even watched it on the 10 second. It's already happened over here. But the thing about this, it flips a lot over here. So I got to take this with a grain of salt. But it is saying that right now, initially, yeah, they're trying to make the 1 minute do something over here. And they are crossing bearishly. So this is my concern. And this is showing some possible weakness here. The more that we keep doing this, price keeps coming down, these are going to start flipping and rolling over, and then this could be a double top. So that is why we are at a very critical area right now, make or break. So how we navigate this is basically we come down here to the bottom, and we look at our very lowest price there. So if you're in a long, you might want to have some stop losses set right there. Mine are set at 110. And it was looking promising earlier. We got that breakout. She's coming up, and then all this started happening around 9 o'clock. Got kind of jaded, and trying to see if she can, walk it off and everything. And we've already retested all these areas. Now we're coming down lower. Now the other idea is, we still got this trend line, and it suggests that, well, maybe we're just coming back down to retest this area again. Right here at 110, 300. So I got my stop losses back below that and that could happen too. Or make a higher high here at the actual 236, because we broke below it twice before, and then we bounced off above that. That would be the most likely thing I'd see. Any break below the 236, I would take that as a further sign of weakness, but it could still do that little dash down here. But she's starting on the 1 minute to look a little bearish there for that reason with the moving averages. But every time that you think it's over, though, she comes back with a lower low and usually a lower high the last little bit on this leg. So, and it it just now reclaimed the trend line. So she's tricky. She's tricky. And if you're trying to day trade, especially small time frames, that's a lot of chops. So not the greatest time to be day trading. unless you're just real ballsy and got a lot of guts that a long here can take off. This is a top area to be longing anything for real. So you got to play this very carefully. And so you had a lot of people that there was short calls over here. And technically, they're doing fairly well if you're looking at the bigger picture of things. I mean, that tried to come back up, but made a lower low. So they're probably not happy, if they shorted up here and come back. And I don't know. Shorting, I mean, think about it. If you're trying to short these tops, though, in this bullish structure, you're not. Is it worth the trouble? Because when I tried, now I've tried it, and you set one. I did one somewhere around 110, and then price went up here, and I think I looked. I may have closed out the wrong trade. I was looking. My long was closed, but my short was still open. I'm like, that's not what's supposed to happen. So that kind of sucked. But and even if you do get one, I mean, and catch it, you're just getting a few percent there, man. And all you got to fight through comes down, comes up, and then you're giving it back. It's almost as stressful to try to short, a good top, as it is to long a good bottom. It's just kind of wild. And you gotta have a lot of conviction if you're trying to run a short over here and be successful. If you're trying to get these top, even if you nail a top, man, it takes a lot of patience for a short because, man, we're in bullish territory. And though this is a great area to consider a short, look at the patience you gotta have, because you're gonna know it looks right now. You can make an argument we're getting ready to blast off. What would that do to the short, man? That we're doing. We could get a nice little short squeeze if we do pop out of here. That's what it kind of amounts to a lot. And so we're just at this point. What are we doing? Are we double topping? It was as we were just kind of trailing down here. If we hadn't popped up and went that close back to the line, I would have just been looking for us to just kind of trickle down here, maybe some kind of falling wedge or some kind of channel or something down here to this area and see if we catch support. But now we're starting to form, patterns, and now we're starting to form peaks. Now we're starting to form another high break up. The breakout looks good, but in essence, now we got something that's doing more like this. And it could be some form of bull flag, and that's why these two levels are important, because any bull flags that happen between these levels have a decent chance of going off, of working out. And it looks huge here because I'm on the 1 minute, but we zoom out and we can kind of, let me go to a different chart. It doesn't have writing on it. So like if we zoom out to like the 15-minute time frame, for those levels there, yeah, we got some room to make a flag if that's what we're doing. But man, that's actually a big that's kind of too big for a. Well, looks like let's zoom out over here. That would look like a huge flag, wouldn't it? Look how much wiggle room that you have for a flag idea. I mean, all the way down to 108. I mean, maybe check my fib level. Something's. Yeah, I pulled you right. I got you in the right spot. I feel like I was getting different levels here. I see what I was doing from this. I was doing from this little small leg right here for this flag. So yeah, this 382 area right in here. So I mean, maybe we do something like this. If this does M shape, we could be doing something, and we might still get something out of it. But when you zoom out, I mean, doesn't that look like that's a nice little double possible double top formation right there at a known area of resistance? So it's a tricky call to whether you're going to be bullish or bearish, and probably the smartest thing is just to sit and wait and be glad with the profits that you have. But even here on the 15-minute, you can see a little bit of rollover taking place. They haven't done it yet, and what's so wild about it, because if we got one strong move right here, we could recover, just go back up, and they haven't crossed bearishly yet on the 15-minute. The cloud is kind of helping me out. We're not in the middle of it, and it's getting a little skinny over here. That's also a small little sign to me saying we can ricochet off of this guy and go higher. So, man, it's tricky. It's tricky. They're really playing with this today. Now, I'm looking at my indicators. Stochastics are buried at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about them having that pressure, that little move to come down to push us down. We're just already there. So that's in favor. The money flow in the green, that's good, but it's trailing down, and that's something to cause worry about. Momentum wave is starting to come down. Looking at our indicators, so I mean, the 50 minutes are starting to show signs of weakness, but it's kind of like, they've already been pushed down. So there might be some support here. And we might get this little Hail Mary play, and we don't know. We just don't know until we get some confirmations. Now we're back in the pattern. We're back in the trend line. Now I usually see that as a good strong sign. We even wicked out of it over here and got a nice move, and it made its little higher highs from over here. Formed an inverted head and shoulder to the upside, which it didn't mean a measure move or anything on that. If you were trying to play that, I guess. I guess they got you. I mean, it got some gains, and if you're on your P's and Q's and get it in the right little split second when it topped up there, you got something. Otherwise, they're playing with us, right? And they're playing with us. They're playing with us a lot today. Look at that. Nice. So I pay attention to little signs like this, and when we get back in the pattern, because I think that is bullish. To me, I think they're stop loss hunting. Now, as far as pattern traders, I mean, we've talked about the triangles and all this, but let's talk about what this is. Even here on the smaller time frames, because this is more for scalpers and everything. It's rolling over. It's rounding. Now it's a little peaky. But I tend to have it, especially on maybe the smaller time frames, kind of a scallop shape. Now, a lot of times you can see these little guys come back, and they'll come back to right around where they start sometimes, and then you'll get this. You'll get a nice little big bounce. So that's one idea. But as long as this trend line's holding, man, I can't bitch about it. She came down and double tapped the 236. Double tapped it. So this is support. That's exact level. So this is looking pretty dang bullish to me now. Short term. It looks hopeful. Let's rephrase that. This is starting to look a little bit more hopeful. Cool. I mean, she tapped right on it. So now what we need to do, in my personal opinion, see all the buys and sell. There's a lot of stuff going on over here. All those wicks, the shorter body candles and all that. There's a lot of stuff going on over here. What we need to do is see these smaller time frames. I'm on the 3 minute now. We need to start to recover these moving averages. Now the 50's still up here, so we should be going and talking to it pretty soon, but we need to get higher. So since we respected this trend line, we need to get our next top trend line, and going from candle bodies to candle bodies. We still got a ways to go, and the 50 moving average is right there, right along with us for the ride. So a breakout from this, and you still got some wiggle room because of the wickage going on right there. Ultimately, we got to start making some higher highs, so we got a tall order. Need to get about 11.5 now. That needs to be the next area that we kind of try to take out. Anything above that, it's just saying, okay, we're trying to do something here. We just got to go for that higher high, baby. Can you do it for us? Over here on the 1 minute? 1 minute, yeah, we got to extend this little line a bit and get those candle bodies on this 1 minute. We're going to be trading that one or using this one, the gauges. Now, if we take this into consideration and then draw trend lines here, just for a local pattern, just for local price action for what's doing in here, is a opening broadening wedge, or affectionately called a bullish megaphone pattern. And the general rules for this one, how we play is that they come down, following the trend line, and then they reach an area where they just stop coming down so much and they kind of level off, and it's called a partial decline. A lot of times it can be even a double bottom, and so you could possibly see something like that happen, where maybe we come up and get rejected and then come back down for another one and then try to break out of this. But this as a pattern, and especially since price is leading into it, has a it's a 72% chance to actually break to the upside. So that's a little hopeful and a little promising, leading to our theory that, you know, if we can clear this area, and again, I want to state how uncommon it is to actually flag out from this particular fib area. But if it does, if it do, a party be a coming for Bitcoin. For real. And it's a party that we don't want to miss out on, because, and it's just kind of wild because the rest of the markets are being, you know, a little bearish and a little scared, and they just broke trend line, man. You just broke trend over here, so these guys are coming down. And it's kind of weird, you know, the other market is starting to get scared, and we would expect it to roll over into Bitcoin. So that's another reason to be cautious. And I think a lot of people are, and they're thinking for that maybe this area wouldn't get breached and we'd have the double top. It's for those reasons that we want to keep that in consideration. But for right now, the charts are looking very hopeful. And you got to admit, I mean, Bitcoin is hanging strong right now, right? I mean, anything above this 236 fib right now, that's beautiful. And that can definitely lead to our next target. Now, I didn't draw it out here, but let me do that. If you don't mind, I got to zoom out because this is our. Did I move you? This is our trend line right here. But we take the length of this pole here, and we put it right onto the 236 Fibonacci. Am I off a little bit? Oh, I am. Give me just a second here. Oh crap! I can't see. All right, we got. I'm going to do it over here. That chart is too busy for me. If we take our fib extension and we go from low to high. Try that one more time. Take our fib extension, go from low to high. Down here to where we are. And it's also given me some confidence for a previous target that I had, I believe. Not from this one, but from a lower 236 pull that I did. So I'm gonna mark both of these little guys right here. So 116,000 is kind of our target if we can get a bounce from there. Now again, a cup and handle I do not agree with because it's already invalidated that idea, and I'm just saying. Trend line. This trend line was lost, so that was kind of a warning. And when that happens, we draw another trend line, wait for a breakout. We got that. Now we got to extend it over here and see if we can get a breakout from that. But the chances are a little slim just because we broke this for, you know, the flag I did. That's why the fib areas are coming in so important in my opinion. But again, 236 area being very well respected. The question is, will it hold or will this turn into an M pattern and then we drop down to these areas at 109 or 108? And that's what we got to watch for. And it's showing some sign. The 36 minute. This is the cloud over here. If you look at that's a little warning sign right there. How thick that is getting. So I'm not sold totally that we're getting ready to bounce bullishly from here, but there are some signs that it could be happening. The 9 moving average riding right above the 21 there. And it's just like it's refusing to cross. So there could be a Hail Mary play that we want to be aware of and don't want to miss out on it, right? We don't want to be here, oh man, I sold the top, and then it goes up to 116 and maybe higher or something crazy like that. Could happen. We don't want to miss any parabolic moves or anything. This could be a portion of the parabolic move that might be in the middle of. But we should find out today. Either this ribbon is going to start flipping and prices we're going to roll over, or it should bounce. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be making any more lows here. We need to keep this area. That we don't need to see it make any lower lows here. So from this minute on, we need to see it still respect this, and we need to see these bands here, the red one, the purple one, and the orange one right here. Those are my big moving averages, right? 800, 360, 600. They got some work to do, but they need to spread out. They need to be separated, because if they flip, that means the big momentum is already decided. I'm taking you down. What we need to see is this little purple line continue on up, and it should, because it's not too far from the 200. This is a 200. This is a 360. This is a 660. So if we can just bounce off of here, respect the 800, respect these. If we come up, we can get those to cross, and then we can recover. But we're just right here. We're walking the razors. We're on the tightrope today. And we're just sitting there like this. All right. And one misstep. Are you misstepping right now? I'll tell you what, one misstep. I don't want to see this non-moving average roll back over beneath that again. That would not be good here on these small ass time frames. This is sometimes why I come down to the even tiny ones, like the 10-second, just to see what they're telling me. I mean, they already flipped, but there's some support here on the 200 right now. Let's see if that holds. It's looking tricky. This looks like it could be a rollover under the 360. It looks like, snap. The small time frames are starting to look bearish, is what I'm trying to say. But remember, your weekly and everything else, even your daily, is bullish now, right? Overall. So you can't discount the big pictures. It's just a question of, are we pulling back, and how far are we going to pull back? But there's still that sweet chance that if we don't go lower than that little red line, we can recover and get a nice big bump. I would expect it to start today. It should start today. So exciting times for Bitcoin in my personal. I think get off this 10-second chart. Are you flipping? In? I think you need to flip in. Perhaps it needs a little turkey help. Does it need some turkey help? I'll get the old turkey foot out. We'll throw a little mojo on it. Go up. Recover. Let's hope it's looking. Oh man, you need something. I think you need a little help. You need a little help. Let's see if we can give Bitcoin just a little bit of help, man. Find some support there. All right, Bitcoin needs a hope. Oh, I took it away. I'm sorry. I didn't. Did I do that? Here you go. It takes a few. It doesn't have an immediate reaction. It might take it a few hours. All right. Well, or maybe it has immediate effect. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to leave the Viagra here for Bitcoin because I can't tell. Okay. I think he's licking it. Here, take some more. No, it's okay. I got plenty. I just make copies. It's okay. All right. So that was kind of nerve-wracking here on the 10 set. I'm gonna take it away now. Don't trip on me. Don't freak out. Okay. I think he's okay. I think we're gonna move to a bigger time frame now because oh man, come on, dude. Listen. You can't be dependent on this stuff, dude. You can't be dependent on it. I mean, okay. It's kicking in. I'm going to take it away, okay? I think you'll be all right without it. We don't need... Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whew. Man. Sometimes you just don't know, people. Sometimes you just don't know. Let me come over to the chat, say hello to everybody, and see what you guys are thinking and talking about. Let me get the right chat box out because, gosh darn it. Where did you go? There you are. You guys are hiding on me. Gotcha. Oh. Top chat. I don't know why it always starts there. Let me say hello to everybody. We got Sin in the house. How's it going, Sin? He was here first. I don't really have clapping hands on the screen. It's hard to get to those. But congratulations. Grizz Oso, MG Motorsports, Crypto Tropics, Califat. See that Swede drop? See this liquidity pools got hacked and a couple of $100 million was drained from several liquidity pools on Cetus. I heard about that. We need to take a look. We take a look at Swede. Altcoins are looking very interesting today, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm hoping it will last a little while. Total 3 look like she can get a little pump up, maybe even go higher than where she was. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it kind of figures, you know what Bitcoin's doing today in the other freaking markets, and of course Bitcoin dominance, which looked like it was having a little hard time today. So Sweet, we'll take a look at Sweet. Bullets on parade, holy cow! But you know we didn't have any cowbell today. Need a little cowbell to get us started. You are totally right, Sam. Hey, there's Sam. How's it going, Sam? There's Sicario. Yeah. Yeah, humans. I was watching Casper this morning, and he was talking about a possible dump to 88K to make an inverted head and shoulders pattern. An inverted? We got DP. What's up, Dave? I think I said that already, didn't I? Chaotic Rage. Duality C. Brackus Avengers. How's it going, my man? Brackus is an admin over in our little trading community there. We got Sam. I'm saying, repeating. Wow, this is the earliest I've ever seen you stream. Yeah, I know. I woke up in my chair and I was like, oh, well, this is odd. Be up at 7 o'clock. What's Bitcoin doing? Where's my phone? That's what my morning is usually. What do you do in the morning when you first wake up? I mean, be honest. I mean, for real. What's the first thing you start reaching for when you wake up? I'm just asking. Or am I the only one with the problem here? Do I need counseling? Do I need to go touch grass more? Probably. I'm just saying. Rocket Man, what's good, Turkey Head? Turkey Face. Hey, how's it going, Rocket Man? Glad to have you here. We got 19 people. That's pretty good for a morning. Answer me. I was on another channel, but I feel more at home here. Morning Road. Hey, morning. Answer me. Go ahead and see ya. Cetus took a big drop, and Hippo. Oh, were we looking at Hippo? I think I played Hippo. I don't think I still have Hippo. I don't remember. I don't remember if Hippo was a Solana coin. I probably still have it. It's over in a little meme wallet. I wouldn't actually try. Look at that little pump out of Bitcoin. That is amazing. We still got some variations of resistance for trend lines that we need to break through. But that's cool. It made a higher high. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. Look, this now it did it over here too. Look, it's a shoulder head and shoulder to the upside. Look, it's a shoulder head and shoulder to the upside, and then dump. Is it going to do it again? We gotta see it work on these moving averages. So we can still zigzag for a while until we get these to flip in the right direction. Most of them are. Most of the. Oh, here we go. We're on the 1 minute. The 360. Remember that one? She's starting to close in on Lucy. You remember Lucy, right? Oh, Lucy ain't on this screen. We gotta. Pardon me, guys. We got to go to the other screen. I gotta have some stuff to work with here. Wow! Holy crap! There's Lucy. She's already there with her little balloon popping, and we got everything popping off, don't we? Rocket Man, all this stuff. Let's take a few of these things off here. The banana stays. I have no button for the banana. Yes, I have to go hunt how to take him off. He stays. All right, I think we're good. Oh, snap. What happened? I turned my head and what happened? Well, that's cool. Now we're above the 100 moving average on Bitcoin. This is where some people just blindly, and bots blindly buy in at the 200 moving average when price gets above it. I'm just saying, bots do that. It is a strategy. It's just that, man, you can go up and down above that thing if you're buying and selling every time you cross that thing. If that's a strategy, because I know from bots, I had a bot that did that. I tried the strategy a lot. Yeah. Look, I got in. Oh, I got out. You just got feed, gave those away. I'm bullish. Nope, I'm bearish. I'm bullish. I'm bearish. I'm bullish. I'm bearish. I mean, look at it on the 10-second chart. How many times we flip-flop in and over the 10. The 200 moving average. Now, if you combine that among multiple time frames, then you got, a little bit bigger spread of an idea. That was the best way. All right, so we don't want these things to continue flipping down. And so far, I mean, the 200 moving average is up here. We got to get all the other little guys to get above it. And by little guys, I mean all these other rainbow colors. We'll take these big colors off. These don't count. They're the big boys. They move very slow, but we don't want them to cross whatsoever. We need them to spread apart, and it's starting to look. It's crazy, but here on the 1 minute, it's starting to happen. Even Lucy is starting to kind of take a little curve. So what I would like to see is for this white line to start curving around and not cross. No crosses, just kind of doing a little subtle U-turn right there in the middle of downtown. Middle of downtown, 2nd Avenue, Nashville. Woo! Try to do a U-turn there. I dare you. And now we got the 9. Oh. So we're here. We're testing the 9, and either the price starts. We could roll over, and we got to mess with this again, and then try again. But at least she's trying, right? So a little shaky, The 21s over here, it's 921. Those are in the 50. Where's 50? 50? Are you down here? All right. So I mean, there's a chance we can come all the way back down here and flip flop. Just saying, but it's starting to, even on the 1 minute, it's starting to look a little bit more interesting here. Carol, I'm hoping we blast off. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of hoping. We're trying to work on maybe a breakout if we're looking at this trend. Oh, you got one from that trend line. We have a breakout, ladies and gentlemen, a breakout right here. If you can look over here, and all we need to do is just take a little more flag to the upside, get us another little higher high, zigzag around, and maybe we can recover from this little bitch today. And again, if this is as low as we go, and we do break up higher than this, hold on to your seat. So even if you're a conservative trader or investor or something, this is one of the times if you're waiting for levels to clear. If we don't go lower and then we pop up past this area, that is your buy signal to we cleared it. And this one may take a minute before it comes back down for a retest if it breaks out of there. This is one that you might not even get a retest to do. So that's what I would point out. If we break above 112 and we don't go any lower than here, it's on, baby. It's on. It's on good. Or we can double top and then just go to zero again. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, I want to cover all my bases like a proper YouTuber should. We could also just go sideways. No, not really. It would be hard to maintain sideways action. It's hard to maintain sideways action on this trend line. Okay, it's just not normal. It just doesn't normally play out that way. It's like this doesn't hold this strong unless it's planning to do something kind of big. So we got to watch our Bitcoinies. Let's not get too bearish. Don't get too bullish. Let's wait for confirmations. That's the best thing. Breakouts, confirmation of levels. So right now we can read this as that's the deeper retrace of both the trend line and this level here. So, wow. What do you think? You think it's going to pop or drop, people? What do you think? We're going to look at SWE, and I got sidetracked. Early turkey! Alts on bear chain are changing my life. What alts are on bear chain? It makes base fees seem expensive. You can actually afford to use DeFi. Oh, that sounds cool. No hate on base. Go Toshi! Well, base probably needs a little competition, to be honest. They're doing some slick stuff. I mean, it's not bad, but they are really gaming the system. I'm just saying that's some slick stuff with base chain. How they're just kind of just pickpocketing Ethereum's fees and stuff. That's basically what they're doing. If miners were involved, if Ethereum was still proof of stake or proof of work, man, miners would be probably pissed. They'd be revolting. Let's take a. But I'm curious about what coins that you see on, because I'm not aware of which ones that they are, and I'm not familiar with Barachain, and it sounds really cool. Let's take a look at SWE and see what has been transpiring here. What's the best one? Would we say Mix C is good? Oh, look at you. Let's go to the daily so we won't be so shocked. SWE, so promising, so sweet. Oh, look, you came up and nailed our target. How crazy is that? Is that crazy or what? That you come up to a 618 Fibonacci and get rejected? It's pretty standard, really, but hey, makes me look like a genius. Look, nailed it! Wow! Those are psychic powers. We're reprogramming your subconscious mind so that you too. It's just a Fibonacci. It's just a set of guidelines and rules that I apply repeatedly that have shown to have repeatable past performance and you know, kind of still kind of repeats pretty much regularly on the regular those same performances. So that's cool, I guess. Anyway, it just did what it hopefully should have done. So a retrace from here is kind of cool. I've got this old channel. I'm going to leave all this stuff. I think I already did all this. And we pulled a new little Fibby. Gotta make sure I got my little, yeah, don't want to be sloppy because I want to try to be accurate. It's so much better when you're accurate. SWE is also retesting a 236, so I'm not seeing anything horribly bad. This is the daily, by the way. On the overall bigger picture things, I'm not seeing anything horribly bad. From the bigger looks of things, man, it's 329, 330 area, right betwixt the two lines I got here, actually. I wanted to say betwixt, and it mean, oh, that's not what I was looking for. So I'd say this is an area of interest. That's a 618 Fibonacci. I'm sorry, a 3. That would be, that's the bottom of a channel, and that would be an interesting place for it. But if it came back down here, it would set us up for some pattern ideas that might be kind of susceptible. I mean, if it came all the way back here, and then you would be possibly making a possible reversal pattern. Let's say if it broke out and then retested, you know, you could see something like that happen and get into a big juicy cloud. So I can see some cautiousness. That's why it would be great if it just kind of held this area and not go below 366. And it looks like it might have a chance to do that, considering that despite all the bearishness that's been going on with SWE, I mean, we do have a green dot. We got money flow still coming up. MACD, what does she look like? She's already flipped light bars there. Oh, I mean, she's been on a downswing for a while, is what it says, from 420. Oh, it's at 420, 426. It had that trend line, broke it, but look, she's still staying strong. So even with that news, and it's still staying about 390. Is there any more recent news? Because look how people took advantage of that drop. Oh, that's cool. All right, so SWE, like Bitcoin, also at that cool moving, that cool Fibonacci. Look at that. What was that on the 6 minute? All right, so I'm just going to move it. 6-1, okay. Yeah, right up here to this area. Well, and I've got a target, and I don't know if I've already done this before or not. I usually mark these if I do. So that white. If that's a white line, that's usually yeah, that's a Fibonacci. Okay, we got confluence basically. I see $6 coming out of SWE. I'm gonna mark you. That's my actual measure move. Or AB equals CD. I have to start doing this. AB equals CD 0.236. So I remember what the hell it is that I'm looking at. So I've got two targets, one based on different legs, you know, this one and this one, both telling me that 640's on the way for SWE. So I'm assuming that with what I'm seeing on the charts, that whatever that happened, that I guess they're going to recover. As long as we don't drop below, as long as we don't drop below that 360 area. And looks like they already did the damage. That's cool. That momentum looks good. She just came and tested here. So far, I think she can do good. To me, if you want to look at it chart-wise without knowing anything about the news, how I would describe this from the charts is that we had a breakout and those dirty bastards went for a deep-ass stop-loss hunt because they're getting ready to pump this son-of-a gun. That's what it looks like. That's what the charts would suggest to me without knowing anything about the news. They went down and dirty, and it looked like she want to pop. So if there is some bad stuff, we'd start seeing we'd start seeing some rollover and stuff, and then start losing these areas. But right now, that's a strong wick. So until we see something different like that, I mean, I'd watch for that possibility. I would never just totally go 100%. You're like, oh, that's exactly what it's going to do. But that's what the chart says, man. It looks like we can recover from this. Like it's just walk it off. Half of all, hey, nothing. That's all right. Hey, no, we got it. We're good. So maybe, now I heard a rumor that CZ is stepping out. I don't know what kind of role he plays or anything, but somehow he's involved with that now, or coming in to help sort through the mess or something. I don't know. But that might be enough confidence in the market just to say, yeah, if he's in, then I'll buy back in. And maybe that's what happened. And maybe people got word that CZ stepping in, they're buying it all. I don't know, but to me, that looks like we can recover. Like a good chance to recover. Here on the 1 hour, the 100 is still above the, all the moving averages flip bullish before this happened, and then that happened. So it's like, screw it. We've already made up our mind. I don't know. To me, I think it looks like it can recover. I hope I snagged some of that down there. I had some limit orders. I hope you hit it. I may put them in too late. I don't know. I wasn't really watching it before the drop, so I might have missed it. They might just be sitting there for a retest. Improper fractal guidelines and rules starting to sound like an Elliott wave trader. No, I'm not an Elliott wave trader. I do use the indicator sometimes, just for we converse. Elliott thinks we're in a 5-way, wanting to go for probably an ABC correction. I throw him up for second opinion, and we usually argue, and I usually disagree. But I gotta say, man, lately Elliott's been on point. You see what he said for the weekly? And I'm like, no, he's not. Oh, why aren't you showing up, Elliott? What's the deal? Now you're being bashful of all times. I don't invite him to dinner because he's just an asshole sometimes. But don't change your mind on the weekly. Did you change your mind on the weekly, Elliott? No, you still got your... Why are you doing this? You're giving me two scenarios. Oh, now you're just being like a typical freaking YouTuber, Elliott. What the hell? Is this a 3, 4, 5 wave, or what's this ABC crap you're talking about? Come on, Elliott. So Elliott is confused. Elliott's kind of like, it can go up, down, or sideways, or both at the same time and backwards. He's confused whether we're at a 5-wave, which is possible with Bitcoin. Remember, we're talking about the possible double top idea. Or it can go to to $250,000. Elliott, you suck now. He didn't used to show this little, or we pull back here, pull back. He wasn't doing that. He was being really bullish. And same thing on the... I check it out. We argue. I just have it back there. No, I'm not an Elliott wave trader. But I'm a fib guy. I started pattern trading, trend lines, and fibs. Those are the main... Well, I got to throw my... I don't know, man. I just got these little tools, a little set of tools that I use. And they're pretty gosh darn accurate, I got to say. I like to find pivot points. I like to trade pivot points. That's what I like. I like to buy bottoms. I like to buy the places where a lot of people are saying, oh my God, no, that looks scary. No, that sucks. Or no, man, I can't believe you're doing that. And bottom of trend lines. I like to buy the bottom of trend lines. A lot of people want to, everybody trades a different way or learn a different way, and you learn a way and you learn the beginner's way, and then you learn more advanced ways, and you figure out, hey man, that sucks. I keep getting stopped out. I'm gonna try something different. So I like to follow trend lines, and I like to buy close to I can to the bottom of them. I follow channels and channel ideas from WD angles, but I try to present it in a way that's easy to understand when I try to explain it. I hope I do. because, you know, a lot of people make this very complicated and it doesn't need to be. And a lot of people like to do that because it makes them look smart, I guess. I don't know. Or, you know, new words for old things. Oh, this is an SFP. And I'm like, okay. Another term I got to put to memory because a lot of people are using it. What am I looking at here? What freaking chart? Am I too? I don't even know what's going on in this particular chart. This was an older one? What was this, from May? Sometime in May? I don't know. Stumbled on a bit. I need a clean chart, so I'm erasing that. All right, so altcoins. If we want to take a look at altcoins real quick, you know, they seem to be doing pretty good today. Good day for altcoins, right? Again, Total 3 having a good day after retesting this. I thought she had a good chance of coming lower. She decided not to. She said, no, I'm good. I'm going to deviate from this trend line and start working on a different trend line. Hint, hint. My ass is getting ready to try to go parabolic. We need to take a look at Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen. The key to this market is in Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance, as you know, was going sky high, man, until she dropped. And then altcoins woke up. And we thought, oh, man, thank God, because everything was going to zero, clearly going to zero. My accounts was lower than they've been lower than when they started. Bad for altcoins. They were getting crappy. And then they started coming back to life again. Then they started getting crappy again. You're like, oh, crap, I fell for that trick. And now they're starting to wake up one more time as Bitcoin dominance is starting to slowly roll over. We're hoping, believe me, now there's some overall strength here that we don't want to ignore. So I am not daring to call this altcoin season, but you will see a bunch of YouTubers say, altcoin season here, altcoin season here, altcoin season here. You're going to get a bunch of that, but I will call this a rally, and that we can have a nice rally like we had over here, and we haven't seen those in a while. So for way back here, that was cool, that was good, and then we gave it back. And then we got a little bit more, and then we just started giving it back, and then we really gave it back. That can still happen. We'll keep that in mind. Altcoin season. Let me put this into perspective for you when it comes to altcoin season, okay? This is back in November. Remember November? That was great. We went into December, and you saw your wallets go, oh my God. We finally made it back from last year. We're recovering. And then, oh, where did it go? Dang, that was quick. That went away kind of quick. Maybe, it's starting to come back. And then, oh man, yeah, it's all gone. That's the story for a lot of people, because, you know, started buying all as things going up, and then things started coming back down, and they get caught worse. But they were calling this altcoin season. YouTube was saying, we're not going to say that. Oh, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. This is, let me tell you, altcoin season. Do you see that? Look at the percent on this. Oh, let's do it by percent. A drop from in Bitcoin dominance of 10%. Altcoin season. It was a rally. That was a rally. And that was a damn good rally too, okay? But it was still just a rally. Think of all the gains you made in that little rally. But that's not altcoin season. Altcoin season, my friends. We're going to zoom out to the weekly. We're going to clean this little Fibonacci thing off. I got them too much. Altcoin season, my friend, was here. Right here. But that was last season's altcoin season. And it was kind of a bummer, for real. Really, it was. It was like, man, altcoins didn't know. Because this was the legendary altcoin season that's got everybody chasing altcoins still to this day. And did it drop 10%? This is when Ethereum first came out. And then we started getting, we had to figure out what ERC20 is like. Why do we want an ERC20 when everything's, you know, got its own proof of, it's got its own chain? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, so I can buy other coins on you. Well, that we didn't. It took a while to understand how valuable that was. But that was 60. That wasn't 10%. That wasn't 10%, my friends. That was 60% drop. Millionaires were just like made. Whatever you had, it just wanted to go up. It was crazy. It was fanatical. It was legendary. And that's before we had, a billion different altcoin projects out here and a ton of meme coins. But since we got all those big ton of projects out there, it's kind of diluted a little bit, if you haven't noticed. And then our last season, what we would call altcoin season, was a mere 44%, almost half. Might even be half of that this time. What if it's only like a 20% drop? I don't know. Maybe something like that could be altcoin. That's half of altcoin season. I hope we do have a better altcoin season. But we've historically come back down to these areas about 40%. Your altcoin season will be driving Bitcoin dominance back down here. We're not at those levels now. I think a lot of us are looking at the 73% area over here. It's a 618 of the bigger pool. We already made it past the 618 of this pool, and everybody, that's where we first thought we were having altcoin season, and that was just a pullback, and then we quickly recovered that. I want to get rid of that line because, well, it doesn't need to be there anymore. But there is still this one extra little area that we still got just up ahead. Now, in my personal opinion, I think we could be slightly pushing up there still. And then maybe that's where we might entertain the idea of altcoin season, or maybe we're just going back up to those other areas, man, about 72, 73%. And then we get our altcoin season. So altcoins still have a lot of work to do. Bitcoin dominance, this is Bitcoin season, so still going to do good. But anytime that we do get a pullback in Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin is, hanging sideways or even going up, that's usually good for altcoins. And right now it looks like we've got a chance to get another little rally, and it may be kind of shallow because things are still kind of good here. It may just be a little drop before we start, maybe only 1 or 2%. It may have to zigzag its way down here. So we don't say, it's altcoin season, we're going to go to the moon. It's going to be zigzaggy, but it's going to be a little bit more up zigzaggy, a little bit better for altcoins. And today's a pretty good day. Look at you, Wild. You going up. That's Wild. For this whole month, you're up 80%. Congratulations, Wild. I&J, you're starting to show some life. Aptos, are you out of the $4 zone? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Doge, you're at 24 cents. That's amazing. You were at 17. Everybody's giving up on you. You are pissing me off because I thought you'd come back down and let me buy you cheaper, and you're just wanting to keep going up. And I had to change my whole strategy for you, Monero. I'm like, oh crap. Well, I guess trickling some of those sales and open to buy lower is not going to work out on that one, and sometimes it happens that way. I had to change my strategy on that one. Block stacks, still hanging around $1 again. Link at almost $17. Come on, guys. Link was, recently she was like $13, right? $14. $13.32 right back here in May 6th. Oh my God, that was forever ago. That was like so last decade, dude. Like 3 weeks ago. Whiff. 46 cents. 55 cents 3 weeks ago. Doubled up. The money's out here to be made. Bartcoin, oh my God, will this one ever stop? I mean, I remember when this was down a lot lower. Yeah, look, 23 cents back just a month, 2 months ago. 22 cents, nobody wanted Bartcoin. Everybody was sick and tired of meme coins. Trump ruined meme coins for everybody, and they're never coming back. Everybody's sick and tired of them. True. Realizing, oh man, they took all the liquidity out of the markets and all the good projects. But hey, man, guess what? It's happening again. And if you bought down here, they're thinking, hey, man, it did. Maybe it can take all the liquidity out again. Who's going to want Fartcoin? I mean, for real. Well, they're willing to pay pretty good dollar for Fartcoin. It's worth $1.55 now. Penny for your farts. Sorry, I had to say that. So Bitcoin dominance rolling over as we speak on the 4 hour. Maybe we'll get a rollover, moving averages over here, trying to roll over with price beneath that yellow 200 moving average. cross our fingers that we get that, and it's not a fake out. And we might see some nice moves, but keep in mind also that these moving averages are also bullshit crossing some of these bigger guys too. So there's a cushion for her to catch when she falls. I'm saying that means get paid. Altcoins giveth, and then they quickly taketh away. They do not playeth. And with standard, tech stocks officially breaking the trend line, that may carry over in, probably definitely in altcoins before Bitcoin, I would say. But that could have an effect here in a couple of days on Bitcoin. Let's it just might travel over, and we might get that pullback on Bitcoin. But right now, how we doing, Bitcoin? Where are you hanging out right now, baby? Here on the 4 hour, you still look, that still looks strong. Above the 9 on the 4 hour Bitcoin. Ichimoku cloud is far away from us. It's not in a big thick thing thinking we're going to come and touch it, so we're not in danger of touching this thing anytime soon on this time frame. Bullish cross over here, bigger time frames. That's good. They're starting to straighten up. Still got some work to do. Still got a lot of work to do, but they're starting. Meanwhile, the regular moving average that we use, they're fanning out. It's a strong ass move right now for Bitcoin. Oh, he's got some. Is Honey's over there now? Is that the same Honey that does the DeFi stuff? Haven's give us a list of Barachain coins. There's Baramo. There's Honey. Henlo. Nectar? I've not heard of any of these, or a few of the Barachain alts. Hey, thanks for sharing, Haven. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'll look at them all in this stream. I might keep those for tonight to take a look at those. Those look. It's projects I've never even heard of. That's what's so great about the channel. When you start sharing information, everybody shares, you find out something you didn't know before, and it can be some good alpha you don't know. And we got a good crew of people that share good alpha here. That was what makes this channel just unique, I think. Barachain governance token is BGT. Is giving out rewards like Uniswap, but more freely because it's not adopted yet. 1,200% plus maybe 400% across the board. Are you talking about the returns interest rate on that? Sometimes these new chains, man, I remember with or indexes and things when they started out, you can get some crazy returns. Now I remember when Osmosis started out, for the liquidity pairs, when you would pair up something over there. I mean, the return APR was, we're talking like 10,000%. Now that declines quickly. Just give it a few weeks and it's coming back down to, where it starts 20, 25, within a month or so, it's trickled all the way down. But for that short little period that you got stuff staking, you are just raking in rewards, man. So those are some DeFi options. Oh, I don't know. I haven't really seen much of that this cycle, but last cycle, that was the bomb. Getting in on some new DeFi DEX or something, or liquidity pool. Just being new there just gave you the benefit of it getting all the rewards. It's crazy. Motor stores, but it won't go left. Up, down, sideways, but it won't go left. I know. Isn't that annoying? It don't have a reverse. Sam says juicy bottoms. Bush on Parade said, Elliot's like Rain Man. He can tell you how many toothpicks are in the bucket, but he thinks a house and a chocolate bar both cost $1. That's funny. I totally agree. I totally agree. Haven says, if I wasn't a little cocky, I couldn't buy LFC at $8,000 market at an 8,000 market cap. LFC, what was LFC? I can't remember what LFC is. But you got an eye for that stuff, Haven. You do. What's on praise? I just aged myself with the Rayman reference. Nah. Well, if you did, then I did. Of course, sometimes I like to watch old movies from back in the day anyway. So I don't know. Anyway. 96 FM, the future of rock and roll. Okay. I have $4 in my checking account. If that ain't degen. I can relate to that. Everything being over in crypto, not much to show here on the real world side. I can relate to that. Just checked, it's actually 96x. Oh my gosh, what are we talking about here? Hey, good morning, RS Miller. Haven says I need more Floki. Hey, there's Joe. How's it going, Joe? Joe should be going. I think he goes live now. Does he? Is it noon already? Oh my gosh, how long have I been going? An hour. I just came in for like a quick little Bitcoin update. How's she looking right now? Small time frames on Bitcoin. Is she holding on? She's still in there? She's trying. She's trying. It's starting to look a little bit better. I got a totally clean chart. I'm freaked out about that. I'm not used to seeing that. So big picture move is important down here. Sometimes I like to look and just see if there's anything I'm mopping. Now it's interesting. We haven't touched that 236 at 109. That is a possibility. A definite big possibility. So that's our bigger 236. Which, so even if we came back to 209, that's still kind of bullish. Still kind of cool for this big move. Let's examine our price action, if you don't mind. We had this little area here, so that's our one little area. Then we had this little kind of area forming here, kind of coincided with what we just left here. So we could say, you know, we had this the basement, we got the main floor. How could we determine? Is it possible that we kind of got? Did we skip a level? Did we skip a level in here, or is this part of a bigger level? This is kind of interesting where we topped out right below what is now our 236 area. So that's cool. So I mean, there's still a chance that we could range through here a little bit, consolidate. There's lots of situations that we could be going through, and you know, if I drew a trend line, it also suggests that's a possibility. So we're far, you know, we deviated from that trend line. And we haven't really, you know, and we can get several different angles where she's trying to, you know, the trend lines evolve, they mature, and a lot of times they kind of go to like a 45-degree angle. That's so speculative. I don't talk about anything like that because, you know, what's a 45-degree angle? Well, it depends on how squished and scaled in I got my, you know, chart. So, you know, that's subjective, not really something standard. So we're trying to find a pivot point that's sticking. So far, this is what we got. 2 points here, 2 points here. So we work with that until we find something different. And if she retests this and starts establishing this trend line, then we know we got something that's trying to stick. But right now it's really too early. I mean, we could come all the way back down and just retest this trend line and still be all happy. If that happened, it could be a sideways action though. So, oh, you did it! Yay! We did it. We covered everything. Now we covered up, we covered down, now we covered sideways. I've got to be right. I've got to be right now. I got 100%. I'm going to have a 100% accuracy rate because I'm calling it all. Yay! That's only 33%, you idiot. Shut up. My math. Gosh darn it. Works for other YouTubers. It can work for me too. I'm playing. So, I mean, you know, we could zigzag in here and still respect this trend line and then do something. There's so many possibilities. We don't know. But what I am seeing, the whole reason I came live is just, you know, we're at here. We have a possibility just based on what we got for this little leg. They could. We're at the point in the market where they just like to come in and just surprise us and just, gotcha. You thought it was going down. I pulled that around, I went up. Screw your shorts. That's where we are right now. It's kind of a fun place. And if Bitcoin keeps wanting to be this way, then, you know, altcoins are wanting to play too, because some of this money is going to trickle out and go into altcoins. believe it or not, there are some people who got into Bitcoin mostly, and then they're like, well, I just killed it on Bitcoin, man. That's outperforming altcoins. Maybe it's time for me to look at altcoins. I'm going to take some of this profit, throw it in. That's the OG. That's how this market used to work. Now it's starting to kind of switch a little bit now because we're getting more bigger players that are just mainly looking at Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins. That's the reason, because the big money. They haven't come over to degen altcoins, and I doubt that they will mess with too many. I mean, I doubt that they go chasing meme coins. And your $38 million market cap ain't going to go to $3.2 billion because of Wall Street's here. No. That's my opinion. I think it's pretty gosh darn accurate, but you know, the world has changed so much in the last 20 years that I can't say that they wouldn't do something stupid like that. I don't know. But I would suspect with the logical mind that they would probably say, you know, baby Pepe Mama Inu coin, I'm going to pass. I'm just saying. But Bitcoin, they like that one. So far, this seems to be working. Let's see if we got something. If that be true, and this is one check that I like to use, if it might hold, I should see some kind of correlation over here somewhere. Maybe they got something here. Got something. I don't know. Maybe. For all we know, though, and this is just a speculative thing I do, or can be. You know, maybe there's another angle. Maybe that's hinting that maybe she'll come down a little bit lower. I don't know. But as a general rule, you know, I take and I look at something like this. So now I got a trend line over here. Some people might say it's valid with 2 touches. I would just say I want 3. The rules of the game are 2 touches on one side, 3 on the other. So it technically it is legit. It is legit. But if I look at this idea, if this is what we're doing, if we're holding this trend line, then we got a complementary trend line somewhere on the other side. It kind of opens up an open space, a little gully, if you will, a little gutter that we can just travel in, bouncing off the side of the walls, just having all kinds of fun, all the way up, down, sideways, whatever. All within this little path. I like channels because they open up the road before me. They can show me the space before me, the area that I may travel within. That's how I look at it. And you don't have to agree. I'm cool with that. It's just something that's worked for me and kind of opened my perspective on this. And then we got this little guy right here. Boom. Oh, I can't see you there. I need to put an orange line there. I want to take this red box off because, I mean, it looks important and cool and stuff, but Look, it's our cup. So you got this idea too, right? You got this sideways channel or flag formation. Depends on how big it grows. But if she's going to bounce, you need to do it really, really soon. I'm on the 6-minute chart, so I would say within the next hour or less, we should start seeing a possible run for the border here. And we hope we're above the 9-moving average on the 6-minute. Got my green light. I'm ready to let's rock and roll, baby. Hold it. Let's go. The Ichimoku clouds are starting to look interesting here. I mean, a little wishy-washy, but they're saying, oh, there's a chance. So the charts are, the smaller time frames are looking like, hey, man, I'm willing to take a chance if you are. And I'm just like, well, shut up and stop talking about it and just do it. We're here. We only got like one more hour left for this bullish section of the market. You need to get your ass out of gear and start doing it, or else we're going to start, losing some momentum here in the afternoon, I'm afraid. I mean, that's usually what happens, right? Isn't it? Except for last night. This was right around midnight when we started. Woo, baby! Now that's a cool sign in itself, though. When Asia comes into the market, and we, and late night trading, we start seeing some pushes, and maybe some more volume coming in late at night. That's kind of interesting. That reminds me of the back in the old days when it used to be really fun a few cycles ago to trade and everything. That's when it was hot late at night. Therefore, I have a late night show. The market has not come to me yet. I'm still waiting on it to come to me, I guess. But at some point, we'll see that when Asia 8 p.m. baby, let's crank it up. Right now, it's all in America. Go figure. But you know, that's when China comes on board, because you open the door in China for crypto, man, they love this crap. Oh man, it's like, oh my God, you think you're degen? Oh, the Chinese are degen. They love this stuff. And when they come into the markets and they have the ability to put their money in here, of course, you know, they got to get some money now. They're kind of hurting right now, all that crap going on, because nobody's buying plastic stuff right now because it's too damn expensive. I digress. Let me come back to the chat. Bitcoin. Love when you do bonus streams. Joe, when are you going on? When are you streaming? Wave 4 fall back to 109, then up to 122 again. Wave 5, says RS Miller. Does Elliot agree? Elliot's kind of subjective depending on what time frame I'm looking on and stuff. Elliot, well, the indicator, the little Elliot wave indicator seems to indicate, yeah, that we're on the ABC correction. He gives you the waves within the waves and things like that. I've got to give Elliot some credit. This little indicator has been. I mean, usually I take it with a grain. I always take it with a grain of salt. But and a lot of times it doesn't play out, or it's got too many variables to kind of do anything. But I gotta say, lately, when things look bearish, some things were looking really bearish, sometimes, you know, that little indicator had some foresight that wasn't readily apparent on the chart. So I don't fade it. We just take it into account. I think it's all we do with anything here. There's no absolutes. We just take, or I do anyway. What I've learned to do is just I'm grouping a lot of things, and a lot of things are telling me the same thing. We're kind of leaning that way. Got a few oddballs out there telling you something. You gotta, well, I'll watch and see if it develops into anything. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But we might be setting up for a nice little possible breakout. That would be cool. Again, targets in line here. Those are the bigger ass targets, the main ones that kind of count from a bigger move. Those are my Fibonacci extensions. You need to tighten up your gain, road dog. You're looking kind of sloppy there. Yeah, sometimes it's always good to go back over this stuff. This one I've got, it's purple and it was white. There's some confluence there with some other fib. If it's purple, it's an 886 or a 0.5. I can't remember which it was. But I changed it. So the 114 is starting to look a little bit more interesting. Then we got the 111 that we're playing with now was a 1.618 fib. We already went over that earlier in the stream. And that's a good reason why we're finding so much resistance there by that theory, right? We should find some resistance here. Doesn't mean, I mean, it's a pivot point that we could reverse from. But like I said, we only pull back certain levels, like the certain pivot level that we're holding now. It can result in a bitchin' strong ass move. And the measure move for that was 116, right? Where's the chart? Here, oh yeah, here's the measure move from it. The 100% Fibonacci extension. And so we're back to the original post that I put over in Telegram this morning with, I guess we can take some of this stuff out, the breakouts and all that stuff. And I marked up this chart. This is actually one that I like to trade on, so I made it kind of charty informative graphic here, and now I'm like, now I can't mess it up as much as I want to muck it up, because I muck up my charts a lot. But this was my original, this is what I was really looking for from last night when she started rolling over. You know, this is the most favorable aspect for it to come down to, for us to have a nice week. Bouncing off of here is still a really, really strong ass move. This was good, but we're deciding to do something that's kind of rare if it works. So my thing is, once we get past this high here, that's a legitimate place to buy in. If we do that and we don't go lower than here and we make a higher, we can break this area. dude, it's on. In my personal opinion, it's on. I would make the official call. It's on, baby. It's on. And I don't do that. So whether you're trying to DJ in and buy at these areas, or just being safer and waiting to confirm move, which that's totally legit. The only drawback would be if it comes up and then she wants to come down for a higher low, then you might be in drawdown for a little bit. It happens. Or considering where we're bouncing, we might have the scenario off in place from this, because it's a rare occurrence where there ain't no pullback, bitch. Ain't no pullback. I'm gone. See ya. Gotcha. That scenario that we dream of, like, oh my gosh, I'm in it. Oh, just take it off. It could be. I'm not trying to rule that out. So I'm not trying to be overly bullish, overly bearish. I'm just saying, man. My whole thesis today is we don't go any lower. We break its high. You want to be in there. Guys, that's all I got, man. I'm going to come back and check with you guys. I've been streaming, and let me see what Joe just started. Okay. I'm going to sign off, and I'm probably going to go check out with Joe, guys, see what he has to say about the markets today and everything. Kind of covered my points, and we're just watching, but she's starting to look good, even on the 1 minute. I'm watching the 1 minute. And my concern was that we were starting to show a possible ribbon flip. Now we're starting to work out of it. Look for that breakup. Look for us to go, if we break our all-time high, man, even just a little bit, that is such a that's a good sign. All right, guys, I'm going to cancel that. I'm gonna take a breather, go check out Joe, and try to figure out what I'm gonna go outside and touch grass today or something like that. Thanks for being here. If you haven't already, if you don't mind.
For those of you that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to have a heart attack right here on the screen. It's going to be Elvis's fault. I swear to God. He's, I don't, even if he's coming up, something about the ghost of Elvis just freaking freaks me out. I like him. I ain't got nothing wrong with him or anything, but gosh darn it, there's some. What? Jesus! We talked about this. I thank you, but we talked about this. Come on. After the show, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll go to the end screen. I'll see you tonight, 10:30. Good night, everybody. Honey, I mean, I'm coming, all right? But you have Tinker. You got a bell. Ring it. Just ring the bell before you come and shock me. Maybe I love you, honey. I know. We have good times together. I know, Tinker, but come on. Let me live. Don't give me a heart attack. Elvis almost killed me just a second ago, and here you coming. I know you wanted to make it feel better. I know, honey, I understand. I'll talk with Elvis, but please, you scared the bejesus out of me. All right. Love you too. She's going to get out the fairy wand. I don't want to miss out on that. I'm going to go play with Tinker. I'm going to tinker with Tinkerbell. Oh! See you guys. Take care.
Tonight the coins fall so cold, a whispered crash I can't console. I'm never gonna trade again. These keys have lost their souls. Refrain, no blockchain love can end.